Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here. Welcome to Tuesday Night Lights. I'm filming you for the first time from my new little studio, so I hope you can bear with me while I sort out a few glitches, because I haven't quite got everything exactly where it needs to be yet. So I hope that some people are watching, and if you're watching, say hello. Tonight we're doing a Facebook Live on a one sheet wonder template. So hi Glenda, oh I'm glad you're watching. How are you? So I'm trying to get everything sorted, and it's still trying to get everything in the right place and the camera in the right place, so I hopefully am in the right place. I don't know. So let's see if there's other people coming on. Here we go. All right, I can see. All right, hi Jody, nice to see you. Yeah, hopefully this is going to work. I haven't filmed in this space before, and I can see already that I need to fix up some things. You're watching on your tablet, you're good trying to get this, sorry, on the computer. Bigger is better in this case. Yes, okay, I apologize that my little template is very small. So let's talk about how everyone's week's been. Mine's been really great. We finally got our pavers delivered today. So that was supposed to be here last week. So it's zoomed in a lot. It has, hasn't it? I don't know what it's doing, Jody. Let's see. No, I don't think it is. I just think it's not, this icon isn't set up right. But we'll have to play with it again before Saturday, because Saturday is our mystery stamping, and I will post what you need, but basically all you will need is half a card front, around about this side. I saw you crafted today, Jody. Saw you crafted on the weekend too. Very impressive. So for our mystery stamping, you'll need a piece of coloured cardstock. You'll also need a layer to go underneath it. It won't be an embossed layer like this one, but so your piece will be about 4 inches by 5 3/4, and then your next layer, which needs to be either a white or a neutral sort of a colour, needs to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then you will need a circle, a die cut circle. You need a white one and then a slightly bigger coloured one. And you'll also need a strip of 3 by 6 inch DSP. So that's what I will write those clues up in the mystery stamping, which is this Saturday. It may be pushed back a little bit later. Okay, because I've got a hairdressing appointment and I didn't realise it was on the same day. So yeah, that's going to be an easy class. And you'll need some scraps. All right, so let's talk about this one sheet wonder. So as you can see here, I've got a piece of white cardstock which I've cut at 6 by 6 inches, and this is my template, and I'll post this up. So you'll see that I've got different things marked with 1A, 1B, 1C. So if something is marked with a 1A or a 1B or a 1C, that will go on our card number 1. And I've lost that piece of paper. So what I normally do when I'm starting is I would draw my lines, my cut lines. So each of these are cut lines, and it's all in inches. So I've drawn, well, that's in pencil. I've drawn that this is this section here is 4 by 2 inches, and then I've marked it 2A. And you need to mark each one. So basically what a one sheet wonder allows you to do is it allows you to get quite a few cards out of a piece of designer paper and helps you use it up. All right, so definitely helps you use it up. So you can see I've got, so what I did first is I drew this 4-inch, this line here at 4 inches, right? And this is the line that I would cut first. Then I went and I drew this 1 inch from the edge. So that's, and so then I just started drawing, and then you start cutting. And then when you cut, so I better tell you about the paper we're using. The paper we're using is a free sale-a-bration item. So when you spend $180 during January or February, you can choose to have this, if you spend $180, you can choose to get this Dandy Designs paper. Okay, so the Dandy Designs paper is, it's a really big pack. It's a 12 by 12 pack, and there are 48 sheets in the pack, and it is full of like beautiful papers. I'm not going to show you the rest of the pack because I only got a quarter of a pack because I shared it with one of my girlfriends. Well, she got half a pack and she gave me half of that. So because it's so much paper. So then gives us the thing of, well, how do we use all of this paper? So that is why we're doing a one sheet wonder, to help you use all of this paper. So I can't see if anyone else is joining us. I hope they are, but we will continue on because it's a little bit of, so then when I have drawn up this, I'm not going to cut it on the camera because you know how to use your trimmer. I'll just turn that over. So I then have all my pieces, and then we can start. So I've numbered them all on the other side. Okay, no, that one goes there. So then what I do after I've cut them and put them sort of on my template so I can see that I've got everything. Now, one of the things that I struggle with is these little 1/4 inch strips here. And so I basically cut this square and then cut the strips off. Okay. Hi, Jen. Welcome back. I see you had a lovely time on the boat. So jealous. So jealous. Haven't been out on a boat for ages. That's probably not a bad thing. Okay, so I've got all these little bits here. All right, so you're going to use both sides of your paper. Okay, so I've got all my bits. They're all cut. So this one I prepared earlier. This one's the wrong way, but it doesn't matter because it's a square. All right, so then what else do you need when you're using this one sheet wonder? You need 4 card bases. So it's going to make 4 cards. Okay. So I have got 2 granny apple green pieces of cardstock, which I should have done earlier, and you'll actually need 8 pieces of a neutral colour. So I'm using white. You could choose to use the palest colour that's in your oh, that's no good, Jodie. Oh, Jan and Jan are watching. Okay. Hi, Jan. The other Jan starting. We'll see you both next week at Coffee, Cake and Cards, I hope. All right, so you'll have your 4 card bases. Now, I thought about doing this as a craft along, and it's probably not the best idea, okay, because it takes a while to cut. All right, and I want to show you how it looks. So you then, as well as those 4 card bases, you also need 4 other pieces of cardstock. So these are my, so these are card front size. You also need 4 pieces for inside. I didn't bring those up because they're down in the craft room and I am upstairs. You also need 4 die cut circles or another shape. You can use any shape you like. I just thought the die cut circles would work. And I do have more of these. I just haven't bought them on camera yet. All right. So I've got my little template for my cutting, and I will share a copy of this in the comments so you can blow it up really big and print it out. All right. Then I've made sure I've cut everything. So what I'm going to do is just put my little pieces in piles. So that's card number 2. So I'll put everything for card number 2 together. So those 2 pieces. We've got a strip. And I only started with card number 2 because that was up the top. Then I'm going to do card number 4 because that card number 3, that's the next piece along. So as I said, when you cut it, you write what the numbers and what letters they are. And the reason you write the letters is because that tells you what order it goes on the card. So you also need an eraser for this. So that's card number 1's over there. Card number 4. Card number 4. So you can see you've got, you sort of make it, you have a bit of a system. So you're thinking, oh, these little bits, what am I going to do with them all? Trust me. Card number 3, those 2 are card number 3. And, oh, that's card number 1. And that's card number 3. So, and I will share this next bit with you. Also, I'll take a photo of it and enlarge it. Because this is awfully small. I couldn't get it to print. So this is my 4 different layouts. So how about we, I show you how to put them together, and then I'll keep this over to one side. Oh, just got a severe thunderstorm warning again. Oh, we didn't get one a bit earlier when it actually rained, but anyway. So we're going to start with card number 1. And the other thing that we're using tonight is we are using this cute little adorable Ours stamp set. Now this too is a sale-a-bration item. So if you spend $90 on new Stampin' Up product during, just trying to move it so it's not, yeah, there we go, he's not reflective now. $90 during sale-a-bration, so during January and February, you can choose this as one of your sale-a-bration rewards. So this is so cute. And you don't have to colour it in. I have, but, and please don't ask me what colours I use, because I was just playing. I spent hours playing, trying to get the right colours, Stampin' Blend colours. So let's see. So we're using those two. We also are using, because I'm a bit over Ours now, I'm using, this is from a new stamp from the mini catalogue, and it's called the Friendly Gnomes. So this coordinates with the dies that have carried over from the last mini catalogue, and they're so cute. So I've used two of those, and I'll show you more. I'll show you 4 cards with the Ours as well as the ones that we make tonight. Okay, all right, let's get started. I don't know why it's zoomed in so much, but so first up, we'll do the easy stuff first. I've got my little, keep my little templates over to the side so I don't lose them. So we're just going to stick. Now I have embossed these ones, and I've embossed them with the painted texture die, because I didn't realise I hadn't ordered hardly any of the embossing folders from the mini catalogue. So I don't know what I was thinking. I probably wasn't thinking. Oh yes, thanks Jan. I'm glad you're going to both be at Coffee, Cake and Cards next week. I'm really excited for that. Now, I'm just currently waiting for my big Stampin' Up box to arrive, because Stampin' Up have kindly donated some raffle prizes for our retreat. So we'll be selling our, I'm waiting for it to arrive so I can do a little quick video of what the prizes are on top of what has already been donated. And there are some great prizes. There's a Stamparatus, I know that's one thing. There's some watercolour pencils and aqua painters and everything that goes with that. Also with the Stamparatus is some grid paper and some, what do you call that? So, and a silicone craft mat, and if you win that, you also get access to, for free, my Mastering Your Stamparatus class. It's an online class, so you get access to that. And then, what else is there that's, sorry, I'm out of the camera, sorry about that. So we're quickly putting the fronts on our cards. I'm just using a little bit of seal on these. I don't need to use too much adhesive. Now normally I would put my white pieces on the inside, but because they're downstairs, we're gonna, that's the only problem with having a little film studio upstairs. Now we're gonna go and do 2 owls with the blue and the green. Okay, so let's start with card number 1. Right, so card number 1, we're going to do it on the Granny Apple Green, okay? And this is going to be a portrait card, okay? And so this is so simple to put together. The hardest part is with these little strips is actually cutting some little tails. So has everyone had a really good week? We've done so much work around the house in the last week. I think Steve will be glad to have a bit of a break once these papers are gone. I get laid. I think they're going to be laid Friday, Saturday, I don't know. I just know I'm not laying them. I know Steve's got his merry band of usual suspects coming to help. Well, actually, he doesn't normally ask for help, so it's been nice to have helpers. And my dear friend Alison, she was out there shoveling dirt. Oh, I was a bit worried. All right, so I'm just erasing that pencil off it because I know what the first thing that goes down is we're going to put our stripes down. Now, it doesn't matter what side you use. All you need to do is make sure that you try and cut it straight. See, I didn't cut that one very straight, and I'm going to have to trim it down with my scissors because it's going to annoy me. That's the bad thing about using lines, isn't it? Or lined paper, because if you haven't cut it straight, you're going to know that's a bit straighter. Right, so just with my seal, I'm just going to pop this first piece on. Now, I'm doing mine fairly close to the top, but you don't need to. You can do yours wherever you like. So I've just centered it left to right. I've now got my little square piece. Now, after doing these, cutting all of this, I realized that I probably should have used a colored background, or should have got out my blending brush and blended the background if I'm using a paper with white in it. But you can very easily, let me show you a little trick, very easily make that stand out a bit better. So I've got my granny apple green, and I'm just going to tap the edges of my granny apple green. Right. Yes, Jodie, you've had a great week so far. That's fantastic. I loved the things that you shared that you created on our group. That's really good. I haven't had a chance to do too much of a look because I've been in creating mode since 7 o'clock this morning, and I think we've only just stopped when the delivery guys came, and also when with the papers, and also when Steve rang his dad, Bill, in New Zealand, because Bill had some surgery last week and is doing really well, but we didn't know that it was last Thursday. We thought it was coming up, so I lost daughter-in-law points there. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm centering this square top to bottom on the cross strip. You don't have to center it left to right. Yes, I'm sure he'll be really recovered quickly, Jodie. He's doing really well. Steve's sister is over there at the moment. We didn't know that she was going over because on Christmas Day she told us she wasn't, but anyway, we're glad that she's there, and he's got about 6 weeks of recovery. So I've got my little owl. I've already fussy cut, and I coloured it earlier. So I know that, so this owl I coloured with the think it's a 600 and a 500. So they're, and oh, hi Carol, thanks for joining us. And I use Mango Melody for the eyes and pumpkin pie for the nose, and also Granny Apple Green and Parakeet Party. Well, thank you. And so then when I did the 500, it was too dark. So I got my crumb cake marker and a stamping blend, and I went over top of it. So it's a little bit patchy, but I figured ours are a bit patchy. So I need to stamp a sentiment. And I'm doing this now because it is this piece layers underneath it another piece. Okay. Now hopefully I can get this straight. Thankfully it isn't a what do you call it? It isn't a photopolymer stamp, so we don't need to put any plastic underneath it. Foam underneath it. So just remember, if you want a really crisp image when you're using photopolymer stamps, you need to have that foam underneath it. Now fingers crossed everyone. Let's see if I can get this straight. Because I was going to cheat and use the Stamparatus, and it's not really cheating, I don't think. All right, that's pretty straight to me. All right. So now, I'll just use my tape. And it'll take me a little while to get used to filming in this room and getting the lights right. And so they're not too bad. They could be a little bit better. So I'm just going to pop this circle down. Now I've laid it flat. If you wanted to put dimensionals under it, you could. The reason I've laid it flat is because I now am going to stick this piece on. So I'm going to get my silicone craft mat so I don't get stuff everywhere. So you can see I've alternated the layers. So this is card number 1. So like I've made 4 lots of this, like I've cut 4 lots of this today, as well as doing other stuff. And they don't take long. Once you've got your template and you know it, you can sort of really crank them out. Now, if I had have thought about this a bit more, I would have used, maybe I would have coloured that edge bit on my paper. Now I've got my little owl and I've got some dimensionals. Let's use one that's already started. And he is such a cute little owl. And so what I was doing when I was playing with this little owl, I just went through all the colours that you might be able to colour an owl, and came up with some good ones, some bad ones. I have some extras that I just put in the front. So I just used one of the Stampin' Up clear envelopes and I coloured a few and put them in the front. The others I used. So just to see how they would work out. I don't have a bin up here. Oh, that'll be something that I need to fix. Oh. So yeah, I got my own little film studio. Well, I can only use it when Steve's not working from home, or when he's watching TV, because this is his office. But I was really excited about that. So we've got our first little card done. So I need to probably add some bling. So I'm going to pick up some of the colour from the paper, and I've got these little Diamantes. Oh, hi Odette, thanks for joining us. So these are carried over from the mini catalogue, and I'm sorry, the previous mini, I'm sorry I don't know
the name of them. Oh, I've got the wrong bit on them. Oh. Yeah, so, and I've stuck it to my fingernail. That's great. Comedy of errors, really. So, I'll just chuck a few on. Don't even have the right take a picture. Well, I've got 3 of them and I use them for different purposes, and this one was just the first one that I grabbed. Let's chuck that one over there. And so as you can see, I'm using, even though on the pack it says that it's balmy blue, I think it looks like Pool Party, so I think we can get away with that. And so that is the first of our One Sheet Wonder cards. What do you think? I think that's okay. Let's pop him over here and let's do the second one. And again, it's going to be an owl as well. And we're going to do that on Balmy Blue. And we're actually going to we're going to skip to card number 4. Now, this is much easier, these layouts, when you use grid paper. All right, I'm not using grid paper at the moment because it's not up here, but much easier. So let's have a look at card number 4. So this is a horizontal card, and I know this is really small, and as I said, I will take a photo so you can see it's got all these little strips. So we're starting with our long strips, then adding a shorter one, then another one, and then adding like a little tag. So let's first of all get rid of our pencil marks. Because we don't want to accident. Now, if you can stick them down and then get rid of your pencil marks. I'm not going to worry about the pencil marks that are on the wrong side. Okay, let's have a look. So when you're using a stripe, just see what way it goes. So these ones are going to be fine. There's a little edge of green. They're not exactly straight, but we're actually going to use, we'll use the spotty side down. Just because. Now you can, once you've cut your One Sheet Wonder, you can then explore other ways to use it. So I've got my little silicone craft mat. So this is really great when you're using your seal or whatever and it's wider than your paper. Okay, then it doesn't stick everywhere. All right, I'm just going to pop this on. And you just sort of eyeball it. Now I could have inked around the edge with some balmy blue on that one. I'm not going to. Now, if you've got a pattern, see, I'm following the pattern, making sure that it's about right. And you can flip it round, you can make it vertical. So if I wanted a card that went that way, I could do it that way. The One Sheet Wonder is just a cutting guide, really. Okay. Then we're going to, this one, we're going to use the green. So we need to put adhesive on the non-green side. And let me tell you, when I was first doing these One Sheet Wonders, I messed up quite a few, all right? Now, where you pop your pieces, and that's wrong. All right, because that should have been this other bigger bit. That's okay. I didn't stick it down hard, and that's why I wasn't using Seal Plus, because I would never have got that off. All right. So let's put the right piece down now. Okay. Then we're going, oh, thank you, Glenda. Thank you, Jodie. I'm glad that you liked that first card. I think this second one's going to be even cuter. So then we're going to pop this piece on. Now you can choose where you line it up. So you can see, I'm sort of centering it top to bottom, but I'm not centering it left to right, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we need our next circle, and we've got another little owl, and this one's really cute. So it's coloured, I can tell you what that's coloured in. It is coloured with grey granite and smoky slate. So, no, sorry, it's all grey granite. So I did dark and light, and that's, and also Calypso Coral, no, Calypso Coral layered on top of pumpkin pie. The eyes are Mango Melody. So he's a really cute little owl. I've got my sentiment, and it's a pretty cute owl. So let's go with the sentiment. Woot woot, you're so hoot hoot, you're so cute. Yes. And shall we stamp it in Balmy Blue? I think we might. We might stamp it in Balmy Blue rather than black, just because we want to pick up that blue from the paper. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people, when they come to classes and coffee, cake and cards, they go like this when they stamp. Please don't do that. Don't bang it through the other side of the table, because look what happens. You get all of this ink everywhere. So what you need to do when you're using any of your stamps, if you've got ink all over your block and all over your thing, you just go, you need to clean it off and go tap, 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 tap. Think butterfly kisses, all right? And you can do it 3 or 4 times, but very, very, very light. You shouldn't really hear it going through the other side of the table, okay? So think butterfly kisses, and then go straight down, press it firmly, and I think that that's quite nice. I probably could have done a darker colour, but you'll be able to see it. All right. I want my, I thought about actually making this sponging around the edge. You don't have to do that. You can if you want it to pop out a bit more. We're going to use dimensionals on the back of this one. Now, I'm not decorating the insides of the cards today, but you've got enough paper in that pack that you could just put a whole heap of paper on there, or you could put a piece of embossed Balmy Blue on the inside, or something like a strip of that. I'm being very generous with my dimensionals. Just so when you're lifting the edges, you just press them in the middle, the edges lift. That's my favourite tip. And then you end up having these little lovely little backings all over the house, in your bed, your fridge, especially if you've got a dog, you end up with them in your bed, in the couch, everywhere. The undies, some of the places I found these dimensional backings is pretty weird. All right, so now I'm just going to center my circle, top to bottom. Not worried about left to right. Okay, I've got my last little bit here. I'm going to just make a little flag. Like you could make a banner-y thing, like, I don't know, I'm just cutting it on the angle. Every time I've done this, I've done it differently. I'm putting a couple of dimensionals on the back of it. Remember, it has got some sticky stuff on it. What is that stuff? Adhesive? Yep, that stuff. Oh, goodness me. You think I'm joking, Jodie? I am absolutely dead serious about that. Definitely, I've found them in my knickers. Not sure how they got there. Now, you can choose where you put this little strip. I'm just putting it up the top there. Now I'm going to pop my little owl, and his little wing is going to cover the start of that. Sorry, I'll put him up where you can see him. Again, he's got dimensional. She has got dimensionals. Oh, I could have used these 2 hours as well. I have done those too. I will save them for a rainy day. Okay. Look at him, he's got a little bow tie. And he's the one that's in Grey Granite and Smoky Slate. So, and he's blotchy as well, so that's why I'm not using him. And I'm saying it's a him, it could be a she. Girls wear bow ties. I've got a beautiful photo of my daughter from a photo shoot wearing a top hat and a bow tie. Well, an undone bow tie. That's a beautiful photo. And there we go. So we'll pop a bit of bling on here. And I've got balmy blue bling. Again, this is the same bling that we used before. And it was with the Kindness the Storybook Gnomes suite. So, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to pop these bits of bling. I'll just pop 3 little bits. Actually, pop 2 down here and 1 up here. So I've got my odd number of bits of bling. I think this one needs to move a little bit. And these bits of bling are really textured. It's like someone's got a cookie and they've got I don't know if you can see this, they've got a fork and crisscrossed it. So that was quite cute. So that is our second card. Oh, we've got 15 minutes to finish the other 2. Can we do it? Okay, so we'll put these 2 hours away in my little pouch in the front of my stamp set. Because we'll use those another day, and we'll use our little gnomes. I'm just going to stick our so I know that when I go downstairs I've got to be cleaned. All right, so we'll go back. So we've done card number 1 and card number 4. Okay, let's do card number 2. Now, this is a really easy card. It hasn't got a lot to it. Now, first up, we're going to take off the, what do you call that? The pencil marks. Oh goodness, I'm struggling with words today. Oh, you've had them down your bra, Jodie. Oh my goodness. Yes, those dimensional backs are little demon things. I remember Dolphy went to the vet once and she coughed up one. And the vet goes, "What is she doing with that?" And I said, "I have no idea why she would have eaten that." All right. So, this one, what we need to do is we need to make these into 2 little banners. They're about the same size, but I'll do it. So I'm just going to fold them, gently fold them, and cut to the corner. So that's going to be 1 little banner. Then I will layer this on top of my other one, which for some reason is slightly wider, but let's fix that. I must have been in a hurry when I was cutting that one. Let's trim that off. And see, we'll line up the bottom corners. And we're just going to, and these need to be the same, all right? Because, well, you'll see that in a minute. The other thing, now this one, when I did the original design, I had that as a little banner as well. I'm not doing that tonight. Okay. All right. So this is a quick one again, and we'll just put some. Again, I'm picking up that blue, so we're going to center this top to bottom, left to right. You don't have to center it, but that's what my design is, so that's what I'm sticking to at the moment. Then I've got my 2 little banner bits. So I think these are pieces 2C and 2D. So what I'm going to do is pop one there, and then get the other one. And then we're going to pop this one about here. So we want those 2 to sort of be on the same angle and meeting in the middle. And don't worry if they overlap, right? That one's not exactly the same. You can have them down lower, up higher. So remember, this is just a template for you to use. Now, we've got this piece here. This one's coming together really quickly. Oh. We're going to pop this across the top there. I'll turn it round. I want the white piece to the top. Now, the good thing about this paper is that it has, oh, hi Glenda. Thanks for joining us, Glenda L. I've got the other Glendas still watching. Okay, now we're up to I've just already stamped this. So remember I said we're using the Friendly Gnomes stamp set? So I've used just a sentiment. Oh, it's okay, Glenda. You're still going to see the 4 finished cards. I've still got 1 to go, and then I'll show you the other ones. So I've used this wishing you the most magical birthday, my little squirrel, and my balloon, because I didn't have time to do a gnome. And so what I'm going to do with that is just... Now these are coloured with the blends. So the balloon was coloured with balmy blue, like the background. The squirrel was coloured, I think it's a squirrel, might be a chipmunk, I don't know. I don't really know about these American animals, really. Now, I'm again being really generous with our dimensionals. I'm going to put backs off them. Press them in the centre. Now, if you don't have fingernails, take your pick tool. Okay. Let's press them down and then they'll come off. You don't need to press the ones you've already done. So we're just going to pop this one here. Okay. And add a bit of bling to him. I'll use my scissors since I'm out of putty. Now, I wanted to use something that wasn't the gnome because actually we're going to use the pool party, even though it doesn't say that it's got pool party in the backpack. I wanted to use something that wasn't the gnome so you could see that you don't have to just use the gnomes in that stamp set. You could use whatever you like, and you don't have to worry about what the name of it is. No one's going to know what that's from. So this little, I need to tell you about the colouring of the squirrel. His belly was coloured in Cajun Craze, and then I went over it with some crumb cake blender pen, stamping blend, and then that lifted up some of the colour and changed the colour of it. So that is our 3rd card. We're nearly there, 5 more minutes to finish my cards. I promised I would finish my cards, making my cards by 8 o'clock. So I'm doing well. All right, so we're up to card number 3 now. So we've done, that's card number 1, card number 2, card number 4, number 3. Okay. So as I said, I will have these little templates in, so because you can't really see that, I will take a photo and I'll have the templates in the comments, okay? So you can see what the layouts are and how to put it all together, and I'll have the one sheet wonder template also in the comments as well. All right, so card number 3 has got a long strip, so that's piece 3A. Then it's got 2 short little banners, and then it's got a square. All right, now you could, when you're doing this, when you're cutting your one sheet wonders templates, you could cut several different pieces of paper at the same time, like layer them up and cut them at the same time, and then you could use other pieces of GSP in your creation. Now, just taking off my pencil marks. Now I like my next little fellow because he's You can see him here in the background. This is our little gnome. Okay, so Valentine's Day is next week, or the week after, sorry. So I know that I will have at least that done for my husband is Valentine's. Okay. So then you have to decide how you're going to layer things, and these two need to be turned into little flags type things. So I'm just gonna, normally I would have a ruler, and I'm just gonna cut them down the middle. Try not to move them. So are you all still here? Oh, the squirrel is a sweetie. I think so too. I think he's underrated, that squirrel. Yeah, I'm sure he is a squirrel. That's one flag. And see, I saw a cut in the middle. And just cutting from each corner. Yeah. Is the lighting okay for everybody? That's probably a question that I need to ask. Is it bright enough? I know my camera is in the wrong spot. It's a bit low, but is the lights okay for everybody? Can you see what I'm doing? Because as I said, trying out something new. I'm going to use which side? I'm going to use this side up. All right. So again, just get our Seal Plus. So I really like doing one sheet wonders because I don't, oh thank you Jodie. Yeah, I don't get the opportunity to use all my paper. So this is one way that I know that I can use my paper. Like, yes, thank you Glenda, thank you. One way I know that I can use my paper up. Okay, so we now know that our name is going to go in the middle. So this one, what I like to do is I will stick my name on. Oh, and yes, good. Well, we know we got the lighting right, we just don't have the camera right in the right spot. Although it's it just needs to be, I don't know, not have this in here. And I think it's because we've been moving it around. It has definitely done something funky to it, the stand. Now, the other question is it's not too echoey, like, because I'm filming this and watching with the sound off. So if it's echoey, you need to tell me as well. No. So this is my gnome that I coloured earlier. So I'm centering him left to right. So I've just coloured him. So the hat is actually coloured in two colours. So what I did is I got the light granny apple green, and then I went over it with some dark parakeet party, and then the light parakeet party. So the dark is round. That sounds good. Excellent. The dark is round the outside, and then the leaves, the gloves are granny apple green, and they have been gone over with the dark parakeet party. And then the fresh freesia. It's taken me 2 years to learn how to say that. Heart. I've stamped the love you. The shoes are crumb cake and soft suede, so a coat of light soft suede, and then blended it. So I guess what I'm saying is none of these, only the shirt and the beard and the heart are actually original colours. The others are all mixtures of colours, and you can mix all sorts of stamping blends, and they're so much easier to use than Copics really are. Like, probably shouldn't say that, but they so really are. Okay, so we're going to get our little flag here, and we're just going to pop that in underneath. So because I know these are both the same, these flags are both the same length, I'm just popping it on the edge there. Now, depending on how you cut your one sheet wonder, depends on how you your thing stripes go and all of that. So I'm tucking this one, I've lifted the edge up, I'm tucking it under, right, like that. So we've got our last piece. Now it's supposed to go on the top, but I am not going to put it, I'm actually going to mix it up a little bit and turn it the other way, and I'm going to put it in a completely different spot to what my template says, because I'll show you the ones with the template later. So I'm wigging it, because, and the reason I'm putting it in a completely different spot is because I've coloured these lovely little soft seafoam leaves, and I don't want grass, and I don't want to wreck it. So I could put it under like that, but I've already inked the back, so I'm just going to pop it over here. Just for something different. So as I said, you don't have to follow the template, okay? And again, we're going to use some of the pool party embellishments. I'm just going to use 2 little ones this time. I'm going to pop them down here. And normally I would use 3, but I'm just using 2 today. I'm breaking the rules. Oh, such a rule breaker. So there we go. So we have got, from this one piece of 6x6 paper, we've got 4 completely different layouts. Okay, and you cut all those layouts just at once. Let's move this up a bit. So what do you think? Do you think that that's something that you could try? If I provided you with the actual template. You think that's a... Because I was thinking on my Chrissy's Creative Eclectic group that we could do this as our challenge for the month. Now, I don't know, everyone freak out. So let's just have a look at other ways you could do it. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like them. Thank you, Jodie. Thank you, Glenda. 6x6s. Yeah, a bit of thought did go into it, but if you go onto Google and look up One Sheet Wonder 6x6, you will find lots of different layouts, okay? And thank you, Jan. And these are the other ones that I had made. So let's move them out of it. So this is also with that some free paper that you can get with sale-a-bration. This is the It's a level 1 set as well, and it's called the Favoured Flowers. Now, it coordinates with the Fragrant Flowers bundle in the catalogue. Okay, and so I just use the stamp set. Oops, got an ink booger there. So that's, again, that's card number 4. No, sorry, card number 3. So see, I added some gilded flakes because the 2 pieces blended in together too much. So let's have a look at a third option for card number 3. And that is another owl one. Oh, can you see those? To see the same layout, but they're completely different. I'll move these ones out of the way. So again, this is with that free. This is a funny looking owl. I'm not sure I like the colouring on that, but and this is the same paper pack. Okay, so they look completely different. Okay. Well, Jodie, everyone's looks good. You can change it up, like you can flip it all around. So using a sketch, so I used a sketch, but you can completely change how it looks. So if you've got those pieces, you can use them in a completely different way. So let's have a look at card number 1 again. And then we've got our owl. And then we have this one. I must have stuck the other one together. Okay. So that's card number 1. I forgot to stick card number 3 together for this one, for this paper. But I like this one because, again, I've used those gilded flakes just to change that background paper so it doesn't get lost. And this colour is my arch nemesis. I hate it. I hate that colour. I get it everywhere. And I changed the embossed background. So this is a gingham background on this one. And the beautiful thing about this set is it cuts some of the pattern paper. So this one here, this one. So again, 3 completely different cards. So we've got, so those 2 both use the same paper pack, and they all use the free designer series paper. I don't know why I didn't cut the last one. No idea. Anyway, so that's that one. And then I haven't finished the one in that colour, but yeah. So there you go. So lots of cards, lots of different ways to do that. Now once you've cut this, and you've drawn your little pencil, like you've drawn on it, you've written down your pencil lines. It's just really, really, really easy. So we made our 4 cards in about an hour. Probably would have been quicker if I hadn't been chatting, but once you get started and once you've cut it, it's really quick and it moves quickly. And so you just have to, you can have a bit of a production line happening. So as I said, I'll take a photo of these things, 2 separate photos, put them in the comments. Hope everyone has a really fabulous week. We have mystery stamping on Saturday. So as I said before, you just need a piece of cardstock, which is around about the card front size, and a layer of a neutral, preferably white or vanilla, and then a 3 by 6 inch piece of DSP and 2 circles, so one the same as your base and one the same as your it's a white one. And at this stage the mystery stamping is 9:30 my time, which would be 10 o'clock your time, Jodie. And when you're picking your DSP for mystery stamping, make sure you like both sides of the paper, because you will see both sides, okay? That's just a hint of what's coming up. All right, everyone have a fabulous week. I'll be posting some info about raffle tickets that Vicky and I are selling for our fundraising efforts, and hopefully my donation box from Stamping Up will arrive and we can show you a little video of some of the prizes. Hope so. Okay, have a great week and chat to you soon. Bye for now. Happy stamping.